Hi, Carolyn. Thanks for coming in today. How are you feeling since our last appointment?
I'm feeling okay.
That's good. So today we just have a agency report. So basically, we're just going to be asking you a whole bunch of questions about like personal and medical history today. So, um, with your background, such your family background situation, you currently live with your daughter, right? Since we talked about that at your last appointment. Is she your primary contact?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. So she's getting married, and you're gonna have to look for a new living situation. Is that correct?
Yes, though she's already married.
Oh, she is. Okay. So how are things with her and her husband? Do you guys get along or not so much?
They're okay. I think sometimes I feel like an added pressure to leave and stuff, just because I know newlyweds like they want to start their life together and everything. You know, I wanted to do that too when I was a newlywed.
Yeah.
And and I want to give them that space, but at the same time, she, really thinks that I should go into a home. But I know, like, I'm not doing that.
Besides your daughter and her husband, is there anybody in your life that's very stable, or is it just primarily them?
I think for the most part, it's primarily them.
Okay.
I still have a couple friends from when I was a teacher, but I moved, so I don't live like anywhere near them anymore.
Okay.
So we talk sometimes whenever I can figure out how to use Facebook.
Yeah.
But other than that, I'm not like very close with them.
Well, that's good that you have those connections still, though. So how would you rate yourself for like physical functioning and health? How is your physical health been?
It's okay. I would say with my arthritis, though, it's getting worse. I have arthritis like throughout all of my joints,
Oh,
and so it really hurts sometimes, like when I'm trying to move around and stuff like that.
that's right. We did talk about that a bit last session. Other than your arthritis, is there any other things going on with your medical history or anything like that?
With my medical history, I have mental illness.
Oh,
So
okay.
I wasn't diagnosed with bipolar and schizophrenia until I was older,
Mhm.
because back then they didn't really talk about like mental illness and stuff. So it's really affected me throughout my life, but I didn't get any help until I was older. And your generation tends to talk about it more and stuff like that.
That must be a relief for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So are you currently getting help for your mental illness right now? Are you seeing a psychiatrist or?
I saw the last time I saw a psychiatrist, my daughter made me do it. Just because, it's not that I don't like the doctors, but sometimes I'm just not very used to it.
Mhm.
And it's hard for us to afford that too,
Okay.
especially since I'm not working right now. And and I know like weddings and the new places and stuff are very expensive. So
Right.
I know,
Would you be interested in going back to psychiatric care, or would you prefer to kind of handle things on your own or find other outlets to deal with your mental illness?
I think I'm okay with dealing with it on my own as
Okay.
long as I keep up with my medication, and as long as I keep up, with some kind of therapy. My therapy for now has been with my daughter, but
Okay.
because I haven't been to therapy in a long time.
Mhm.
So I and I was brought up like not really to believe in that stuff. So
Right.
that was a big change for me to start doing that. But I'm really glad I did change though.
That's good. Yeah. So sounds like you had that under control. How would you describe your emotional functioning? How are you feeling emotionally lately?
Sometimes I feel like I don't know if it's like a sad mood or just kind of maybe the blues.
Okay.
But I think I have the blues just because I want to be independent, like on my own. And I want to have a job on my own, but I just can't seem to find one in this area.
Right.
And I'd be open to go to another area, but I can't do like very much by myself because of my arthritis and problems with moving around too much.
Mhm. Yeah, we can definitely make that a goal for you to find a new job that is within your confidence level and preferably in this area if you like, but I can contact some of my resources about that.
Okay.
So for interpersonal and social relationships, you said that you have some friends that are far away, but that you talk to occasionally,
Mhm.
and you're on okay terms with your daughter and your husband. Would you like that to improve that relationship, or are you kind of okay with where it's at now?
I think the relationship is pretty good, but I think for the most part, they're just kind of it feels like they're getting tired of me being there. But every time I bring it up, they always reassure me that they're not, even though they are. But
Yeah, so maybe if we could get you some, I know independence is something that you're striving for, so maybe if we could get you some sort of living situation that's independent of them, then maybe that relationship would improve as a result. So maybe
Right.
let's set that as a goal for us in our workings together. I'm just gonna take a couple of notes here.
Okay.
All right, so we kind of touched about this a little earlier. You said that your upbringing wasn't very supportive of mental illness. Could you elaborate a little bit about that? Maybe what are some key values that you hold true to yourself and your upbringing?
Sure. I grew up on a farm, and when I was younger, my mom died. So my dad was alone, like with me for a little while. And I have two siblings, but both of them passed away. And after my dad died, um, or after my mom died, sorry, sometimes I get so confused.
That's
and
all
stuff.
right. Take your time.
It's just so hard even now to talk about it. And that was when I was young.
Would you say that that kind of impairs your emotional functioning sometimes? So maybe that's contributing to part of why you've been feeling sad lately, just kind of in the back of your mind.
Yeah, maybe you're right. My daughter was telling me the other day, sometimes unresolved grief, can cause some mental illness and like issues and stuff.
Yeah, we can definitely look into that with our time together.
Mhm.
So growing up, did you ever like attend church regularly, or even now, is there any like religious or spiritual practices that you do to kind of like cope and feel better?
I do like praying, but I know lately I haven't been very good with it. Although usually I do like going to church and stuff, but it's kind of hard because whenever I go to church and stuff, it's hard to like move around and my joints always hurt.
Definitely. Well, maybe when we're looking for a new job for you, we can try and find a church so you can have that community backing you up, and we can improve your family situation just so you have some more relationships to fall back upon. Also, what kind of church do you attend, if I may ask?
Yeah, you can ask. I used to go to a Lutheran
Okay.
church, but I'm open to really a lot of the denominations or
Okay.
whatever, as long as it's not like too far away and it's free.
Awesome. Sounds good. We can definitely look at some resources then. So how would you describe your problem solving? I know it's kind of hard, like with your mental illness issues, but like, would you say that you are confident enough to effectively problem solve?
Yeah, I think so. I think sometimes I need a little bit of help, like if it's more, I guess, of a complex problem,
Right.
but if it's like a small problem, I can probably do it.
Okay, yeah, definitely. I think everybody needs help, so don't be afraid to ask for help at all. Everyone needs help.
Sometimes I'm scared to admit I need help because then my daughter thinks I need to go to the home. But I can do most of it on my own.
Okay, maybe finding other outlets than just your daughter for help would be a first step. So maybe like you could contact your teacher friends and maybe get more in touch with them. And then, like I said, with your church group, maybe try to start going back to church and get some more, connections going. And then maybe you won't feel as bad anymore. Okay, almost done. Sorry for keeping you so long.
That's okay.
So you currently live with your daughter. So do you pay rent or anything, or do you help out with the house any financially at all, or?
Because I don't have a job, I don't have an income right now, but so I don't pay rent, but I do help out sometimes around the house.
Okay.
Sometimes I'll help with chores and while they're both at work, I'll make their beds and stuff. When she was little, I used to be, I worked as a teacher, but sometimes I would take breaks like in and out, like working at home and stuff too.
Right. Mhm.
So,
That's a good start. I'm sure they appreciate the household help,
right.
definitely gets out of hand easily.
Mhm.
So in terms of transportation, do you drive? How do you get around? Do you use public transportation?
I have my driver's license. It's not taken away or anything
Okay.
like that, but I don't have a car. So if I ever need to go, normally I don't really go like very many places though. So whenever I need to go somewhere, I usually just ask my daughter or her husband. Her husband is normally pretty nice, so sometimes he'll help you out.
Okay. Okay, and then just to recap with our goals here. So we are gonna look for getting you a new living situation. And a new job, preferably in the area, and then with a church nearby. We gotta get you involved.
Mhm. Yeah, that sounds like a really good plan to get more involved and stuff. I
Yeah.
think it would help my mental health if, I had some more people my age to hang out with and stuff.
Yeah, and we'll definitely also look into some financial aid for finding a new living situation as well.
Okay.
Okay, I think we're just kind of wrapping up our appointment here. So next week we'll be doing an activity to kind of dive into some things. I wanted to thank you for your time and for your vulnerability today. But yeah, we'll see you next week.
Okay, sounds
Okay,
good.
awesome.
Thank you.
Bye.